An excellent psalm. I encourage you to write it on your walls and to really ponder the depths of what is being said in here. I want you to think of two things as I read the psalm. First, I want you to realize that the enemies and despair that David the psalmist went through are the same recurring enemies and despair that all of God's people throughout all of time have dealt with and largely will continue to deal with as far as we can tell. Same enemies. Why? People have faced the same enemies, the church of God, every single generation, because we do not fight against flesh and blood. We don't fight against particular leaders. We fight against darkness itself, evil itself, rulers, and the prince of the power of the air. That is who we fight. And until he is completely subjected under Christ's feet and sent to hell, we will continue to fight him at some measure. So a different actual leader might rise up, a different hater of the church and power might rise up, but it's the same fundamental darkness, and that is the darkness we fight, all right? So we can't run from the despair is my point. We can't run from the same distress. And our enemies, to be honest, are very light compared to most of church history. We're very light here in America. The darkness is just as dark, but the light still covers much of our land, whereas most Christians around the globe, even right now, have few of the freedoms and riches that we possess, even as Christians in California. Very few. There's really no other country to run to. Perhaps there's a few states that are a little less down the road, but we are some of the freest and richest Christians, I would argue the freest and richest Christians by a long shot that has ever lived. There's no avoiding the fight because darkness still covers the land. The sun is risen. The morning has come. Jesus Christ is king. He's conquered death itself, but he tasks us to fight and to persevere and to remain faithful, thanking God for each day and opportunity.